so-and-so's name, or you
You
cannot
can't
say
say,
these words.
I mean, how about replacement?
That doesn't even sound like a bad word.
It is a bad word. You can't say we're going to replace this.
You can't say remove.
You can't have targeted advertising anymore.
Does Target have to change their name now?
They said Target is going to have to change back to Dayton Hudson, which it always was. Then Target is Dayton
The name
Hudson.
Target may be politically incorrect.
Yeah,
incorrect.
that is basically they're picketing Target in some spots because Target basically doesn't. Now here's a good one. One of the largest supporters of gay rights in the country is Dayton Hudson, so they're targeting Target because it sponsors programs that don't support gay rights. It's called an advertising business, folks.
They have lots of advertising.
It's the same thing Disney
work
is.
in the local community.
The Disney organization is pro-gay rights, but they have programs making fun of gay people on their networks. It's called business. They probably have gay individuals writing those things. A lot of them do it. Okay, we'll put it this way. A straight writer does not write a person like this. That isn't done by a straight writer. That's a guy that's gay, that's exaggerating everything because he thinks nobody good. They don't wear pink outfits with fuzzies, you know, and they're not tan with blonde hair, over tight pants with an open shirt and a bow around them. That doesn't exist except in a writer's head. Those writers tend to be gay most of the time to write that because it's a joke, it's a farce to them. And the people that generally attack these people, these companies that are pro one way or the other, don't seem to understand it's a bit, okay, the one thing that Democrats and Republicans both have in common is they don't know television movies aren't real. They have no clue that they're not real. Like the Democrats think that the violent stuff is actually real in the movies, and the Republicans think that they actually intend to put naked 17-year-olds on television. They both should get together and sit down and talk about, you know, how, you know, you mean that Errol Flynn wasn't really, he wasn't really Robin Hood? You mean John Wayne didn't die at the Alamo? So, well, I mean, I can tell you, I went to the Soviet Union once, and once again some moron recognized me over there too, and he really was a moron. He said, "Why aren't you wearing your 6-shooter?" We don't wear 6-shooters in America. He said, yes you do. We see you on television every night with your 6-shooter and your horse. And he said, what's it like living in a backwards country? People believe that.
Well, you know, they do, and this is like watching one of those Star Trek episodes where they try to learn about, so they watch the TV, right, from that area, and then they think they learn about the people there.
Yeah, it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
I mean, or they, you know, with Tony Caruso and Vic Tayback were in the thing where they were doing the Roaring Twenties because the people had basically, they'd seen something on the Roaring Twenties. They thought the rest of the universe was the Roaring Twenties. So that's how it is. It just, and our elected officials believe everything they see on TV. I mean,
see, there's the power of the television, which means, for example, like news, when they're sitting there telling you stuff like that,
yeah.
We're just going to tell you, don't believe everything they're telling you.
I mean,
think for yourself, listen to different sides.
I know news people that are so dense that, I mean, okay, they were basically a famous reporter in Los Angeles we won't name. Basically, once they knew he did nothing but read a teleprompter, so they give him a whole bunch of 4-letter words.
Oh, that's like that Anchorman, right?
That was what it was
did?
based on.
Okay.
You know, Burgundy or something. But he did, you blank, 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 you know, blank, 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 blank. And it's going on and on and on.
And he was just reading what was on the teleprompter.
Because they said we could give him a whole bunch of 4-letter words and he'll read every word, and he did. and then you have the guys upstairs. They said the guys upstairs knew what had happened. He said, "Don't play with the news anchor." Yeah. So total. It's what Ted Cassidy was based on Mary Tyler Moore, the same character. But
well, you know, part of it is they go on air and it's like you're supposed to read the script. I mean, here's a perfect example: the Golden Globes and Ricky Gervais.
Ricky Gervais. Okay, you have network continuity. They do not allow things to be said on those programs that they don't previously approve. You can't keep the guest, you know, that comes up on the stage and are like Like Eva Marie Saint, she got her Academy Award for On the Waterfront. She was really pregnant, and she comes up and trips, and you hear the F-bomb comes out, and she falls, and she gets back to her feet. You really want to be pregnant waddling up to get an Academy Award on stairs, and nobody helps her because they're, well, she wasn't supposed to win, so they were in a state of shock. So, the woman who was supposed to win was going to get the awards, and then Eva Marie Saint. So they didn't rush to help Marie. I mean, even her husband didn't help her because he was in a state of shock. But you can't help a winner or something saying something really, wrong in the heat of the moment. But there is a 10-second delay on almost every live show. There are no such things as live shows.
Mm-hmm. But see, part of it is I think the president probably wishes that he could. Well, actually, see, he plans on what he says.
Oh, he does this. Okay.
Okay. He that's why he reads it off of a teleprompter.
He reads it off a teleprompter, and if the teleprompter, you'll see him sometime. Like he's, it's not like he's signaling for people to move it. He's just trying to keep in cadence with what he, like he's repeating the same thing in his head, and now, and now here is the president of China. But his teleprompter stops. He cannot. He doesn't have the intellectual capability like most people that are graduates of our school system at his age and below to be able to just wing it, which is basically to say, and here and now, here is the president of China. He can't do that.
Are you serious?
If he's got the teleprompter, this guy takes a teleprompter to talk to kindergartners.
What?
Yeah.
That's kind of ridiculous.
A teleprompter goes everywhere with him because he can. He is not capable of this is good. This morning they say the difference between the Democrats and Republicans is that the Democrats believe in individualism. You had this morning the Democrats are out in force reading the talking points about single-payer health care system.
And how do you know they're reading talking points?
Because they all say the same things. They won't budge from the same thing everywhere. We're talking about it.
And sometimes you'll hear the other person joke about it being Democratic talking points.
Yeah, but the president doesn't understand. The president of Democrats because they don't understand individualism. They don't understand it's Joe the plumber that goes out there and works his butt off in order to make things better. But no, you should have all of these Joe the Plumber clones divide up Joe the Plumber's money by 10 people and have all of these people do the same thing he does. If he turns the screw to the right, they turn the screw to the right. If he flushes the toilet with his left hand, they flush the toilet. That's the Democratic Party's idea of individualism, is everybody's like ants doing the same thing. Mm-hmm. Because they're socialists. To make socialism work, everybody has to do the same thing. Mm-hmm. Except the people that actually run things who don't believe in socialism. The people that run things are always capitalists in a socialist society. They have nice places to live, they have nice homes, they go on nice vacations, they make a nice salary, while nobody below them, who are the drones, they don't have any of that. But remember, as the Republicans don't take anything seriously, they haven't taken the Democrats' attacks on the Bill of Rights seriously. They didn't take the health care thing that got passed down everybody's throats seriously. They're not taking the fact seriously that the President of the United States is going to rule by executive, as he basically crams more regulations of business down, like the Clean Water Act is going to destroy the family farm in this country. Without the family farm, your food prices are going to go up. Mm-hmm. He's going to cram union laws down your throats, basically he's going to make it so expensive not to hire union personnel, you have to hire union personnel by executive order.
See, these are actually just some of the changes that are happening besides healthcare.
But healthcare is the big killer because
well, they already have Medicare, Medi-Cal, Medicaid.
But whichever, I think it's Medicaid is ran by the government. Mm-hmm. It's the one that is ran by the government. They said that there is no such thing that they are encouraging the president this week in the State of the Union message to simply state that he, in order to solve the healthcare crisis in this nation, that I have decided to sign an executive order allowing all individuals in this nation to be put on the Medicaid program. Mm-hmm. So, but you can opt out. If you don't like it, you can opt out. But it's going to put you in jail if you do it. Remember, you can opt out of Obamacare, as long as the Internal Revenue Service gets their
fair share.
Their fair share. And their fair share originally.
Which means you get to pay for it anyway, whether
Yeah,
you use
you're
it or
gonna
not.
pay for it. Right now, you're paying for Obamacare for 4 years before Obamacare is put into effect. You're gonna be paying for 4 years. That's how they manage to juggle the books, is 10 years of taxes, 6 years of work.
Oh,
But what
you're
happened-
not always gonna be ahead like that.
And then there's the doctor's fix of $200 and some billion. And then there is the cutting $500 billion out of the Medicaid, or whatever it is, Medicare,
Well, you know,
in order to balance the books.
For example, think about a doctor. They come out of school. What do they owe? Like
Oh,
200,000
they-
or something.
they
They owe
owe-
an awful lot of money, and so how are they supposed to pay for?
They can't pay it.
Yeah.
The doctors, okay, people stop training to be doctors, and every country where there's socialized medicine, the amount of doctors that went down because they simply can't make a living being a doctor. I mean, you can make more money. I mean, I have a maybe soon to be relative in England who basically, she was basically a internist special for, pediatric care. She worked on a big, huge job in England. She's not a doctor because she can't afford to be a doctor in England. If she became a doctor in England, she'd have to treat patients for virtually nothing.
I know. I mean, isn't that a ridiculous part? So part of it is you don't have as many people becoming doctors, which means, well, as the population grows older and you have socialized medicine, you're going to have fewer doctors treating treating more and more people.
Yeah, less doctor. The older doctors are quitting because they don't want to be involved in the system. Young people don't want to be doctors but don't worry, we're going to have nurse practitioners who will do the work of the doctors.
And vets.
Yeah, I don't want a nurse practitioner. Well, I think you're going to have, okay, you broken your bone in 6 places, let me fix it for you. And then the bone pops out all over the place. And then you're not able to use your arm anymore because the nurse practitioner is basically going to be an assembly line person. But don't worry, if you're left-handed, you don't need your left hand. You can walk around with it in your pocket.
Yeah, but part of it is as taxpayers.
You're going to have to. Your taxes are going to go up. Remember, the thing that here's the deal. The Democrats basically they've as much as admitted this morning that they're going to constitutionally lose the constitutional mandate. But the taxes can stay. The taxes.
Well, see, part of it is you get to pay for it anyway, and it's like.
Yeah.
Well, what are your choices? What, get rid of the congressman and the president?
But they can't do that for 2 years, and by that time, okay, I'm gonna try to
You
dump
can
it.
tell them what you would
Okay.
like, but I don't think they're really listening.
Nobody listens to anything I have to say. There is nothing in the Constitution of the United States that allows for the removal of a president of the United States except by both Congresses voting on it. The Republicans control the House, and they can basically vote to impeach
Yeah, but see,
Obama.
part of
The
it is-
Democrats control the Senate.
But there's nothing to make him leave.
No, they
or
can't.
nothing to make a congressman leave,
No,
right?
there is not, okay. The state legislature is the only people that can remove a sitting congressman for things. If our Congress won't work, and they basically can be overridden by a Democratic governor if you're so. Basically, it's virtually impossible to remove somebody from office in this country that does not want to leave office. You have to have.
And that's regardless if it's the president or a congressperson.
I mean,
Congressman
Congress
or-
can only remove a federal judge, and that doesn't happen that often. But there is nothing that a congressman can only be removed by either the voters recalling. All states do not have recall elections, or the state legislature basically, because if he's sitting there, the Democrats are not going to vote to remove a Democrat. Look at Barney Franks and Walters. Franks should have been in a jail cell. If he was a Republican, he'd be in a jail cell. If he was a Democrat they didn't like, he'd be in a jail cell.
See, part of it is, you're sitting wondering, going, well, what can we do? Well,
Nothing. You elected a person. This is called. You didn't like George Bush, so you voted for anybody but George Bush, and because nobody is going to elect someone my age. Throw out Mitt Romney, throw out Mike Huckabee, throw out Rudy Giuliani,
throw out Hillary Clinton.
Hillary Clinton. You're not going to elect a person my age to the presidency of the United States anymore. You're going to elect somebody Barack Obama's age are in their, 50s, somewhere between the 36 and 50, mid-50s, you're gonna hit those people. But you're not gonna elect senior citizens to the presidency anymore, that's stopped. Because, nobody my age would vote for someone my age, they didn't support John McCain, and
Well, even people younger than your age won't vote for someone your age.
Well, I know, but my people my age will never vote for my age,
Yeah.
because we know, okay, I think basically, I'm probably the exception to the rule, because even though I'm my age, I feel like I'm a lot younger, but it's because I also do a lot of dumb things. You carry a camera and stuff around, for 6 days at a convention, which is not a bright thing for a young person, but I do it. And I also, when we go to the beach, we have to walk like a half a mile to do our beach stuff, so, that's why I know okay, like I said, because I never met anybody that lived to be my age when I was younger. I have no comprehension what it's like. But I do know how I feel. And why in the hell would I vote for somebody that would feel like I do? And I'm in fairly good condition. I mean, I'm getting in better shape with every day because I have to. But still, it's just, you put a person in that should never been elected as president. Hillary Clinton should have been the president. And the Clintons, maybe a lot of things, but the Clintons would not do something to damage the country because